This is a interface demonstration for the product that you can see on the screen, the smoke detector camera recorder. I'm now going to cut to the interface for this product, so you can actually have a look at the menus and the interface infrastructure. I'm actually recording what the product can see at the moment. If I press the menu button, you can now see the interface that you get on the product. First option is search and play. Actually really speaks for itself. So you go in here to find the video footage that the product has captured, and there's a player option in there, so you can actually play the footage back through the product. Obviously this involves you putting it on a spot monitor or a television set or something like that. What I would suspect most people would do is take the SD card out of the product and plug it into a PC and play it back that way. So it's actually nice to have that facility on the unit, but how much it will get used is perhaps questionable. Second option down is the set date and time. Actually really speaks for itself. You've got the date format, which you can change around. You can actually have it day, month, year, and month, day, year, or it's actually set to year, month, day, and in there you just set the time and date. Obviously that will display on the recorded footage, so whatever you set that to will determine what time and date stamp is on your recorded footage. Next menu option is the set motion detect. We go in there, there's two options in there. You've got the motion area, which really speaks for itself. I'll actually show that to you. You can see a red hue goes across the screen, and you've got a selector box. This is really what we call, or what I call, screen mapping. If the red hue is present on the screen, then motion will be detected in that area. If you take the red hue off of a particular area, then motion won't be detected in that particular area. This is useful if you've got like a tree that keeps setting your camera view off. Obviously probably not relevant for any of these products, but maybe an animal like a dog or a cat that keeps on walking through the bottom of a view. You could actually take a particular area out, and it would stop it from keep triggering the camera and recording irrelevant information. The other option on that particular screen was the sensitivity. Two points of interest on there. You've got the MD energy and the MD threshold. Energy is how much motion it can actually see. So if I wave my hand in front of it, you can actually see that automatically sets the energy off and takes it over the threshold. And the threshold is how much motion you want there to be before a motion event is actually triggered. So you can actually decrease or increase the amount of motion that actually needs to take place before a recording is triggered. Dropping out of that menu altogether. Manual record, again, really speaks for itself. You can just go into there and set the manual record settings. This is if you want it to record irrespective of whether there's motion or not. Really speaks for itself. Then you've got your scheduled record. There's four options in there. You've got your schedule setup, which allows you to set your times of day that you want recordings to take place on, and what sort of recordings you want them to be. As you can see on the screen, you've got every hour with a little running man next to it. That actually signifies, and this is the default setting, it'll actually record on motion all the time. So if there's particular hours of the day that you don't want it to record, or you want it to record irrespective of motion, you can actually change that on this screen. couple of other little options in there. You've got an alarm record. I can't see too many people using that feature, but it has got some alarm ports. Motion record, it's another schedule, and then you've got continuous record, so you can actually set it up to record irrespective of motion, as I said. SD card options. As you see, I've got approximately it is a 4 gig card in there, so the total disk is 3,869 megs, and 3,782 megs of that are free. The max file size, that's a point that's probably worth having a quick talk about, because it actually signifies how large and how long the file sizes are going to be. It's about a minute, 3 megs. So the length of time that it will record for before it creates a new file will be approximately a minute if it's set to 3 megs. That's actually increasable, so you can actually have really quite reasonably sized files. I think 100 meg is as large as it goes. You don't want them much bigger than that on an SD card. It just makes them unmanageable, and that's quite long enough. And obviously, if motion is triggered after the second after the file is created, it will just carry on recording into a new file. And I actually think the smaller the better, but that's just me. Card full stop is basically just saying when the card is full, or the data area is full, do you want me to carry on recording or do you want me to stop recording? If it's set to stop, once the card is actually the data on the card is exhausted, it won't record anymore. Whereas if you set it to loop, it will start recording over the oldest data first, which obviously means potentially you could lose an important piece of footage. But by the same token, if you're just leaving it to record and waiting for an incident to take place, then you can just leave it like that and obviously just remove the card once you know an incident has actually happened. Depends how you're using the piece of kit. Lastly, there's a format section on there. You can obviously format the cards on your PC, but the box will also do it for you. System status, it's just basically an information screen, not really a great deal to show there. It actually shows you the version of the piece of software. It just shows you some information about how all the settings are set. Power on setup basically is just the language and video options. This is obviously catering for our home market, which is the UK market. This box will work just as well in North America. You can actually flick it over into NTSC. Don't suggest you do that if you're in the UK, because everything will be set to PAL. And the last menu option is just factory default, which I won't do because I've got some settings set in here, but effectively, if you've made some changes and you don't want to retain them, or you just want to set the box back as it was before you got your hands on it, just select that option. It will just set all the settings back to where they were. Okay, I think that just about concludes this demonstration. I think that is just about it. Show you that default screen. Also shows a little bit more. Obviously, the way these products work, you probably won't be looking at the at this screen, but it also gives you an idea of the quality of the camera. You can actually see the resolution. Again, another thing I'd say is I'm obviously taking this footage to stream it up to YouTube. It's going to lose a certain amount of its quality in translation. Not a great deal I can do about that. We really like the product and it's selling very well, and our customers seem to really like it as well. So that really speaks for itself. Anyway, thanks for listening, and that's it for now.